In this video, we'll show you how ordinary garlic can turn into your most dangerous enemy. You'll learn about 10 fatal mistakes millions of people make when buying this product. Improper storage conditions, chemical treatments, toxic substances. All of this could be lurking behind an innocent-looking head of garlic. We've ranked the tips in order of importance, so make sure to watch until the end to discover the most crucial advice, which garlic can truly benefit your health and which could become a serious threat. This video is going to be incredibly informative and helpful. If you want to take control of your health like a pro, give it a like, and let's get started. Tip 10. Never buy garlic that has been stored under improper conditions. Garlic stored in unsuitable conditions can become a serious threat to your health. High temperatures and excessive humidity are the two main enemies of this product, turning a beneficial vegetable into something dangerous to consume. When garlic is exposed to temperatures above 77 degrees Fahrenheit, 25 degrees Celsius, for extended periods or stored in humid environments with more than 70% humidity, it not only loses its health-boosting properties, but also becomes a breeding ground for harmful microorganisms. Research conducted by the National Food Laboratory under the U.S. Department of Agriculture revealed that in high humidity conditions, garlic can become an ideal environment for the growth of the Aspergillus flavus fungus. This fungus produces aflatoxins, substances that, according to the American Cancer Institute, can cause liver damage and increase the risk of liver cancer by up to 30%. Additionally, garlic stored at temperatures above 77 degrees Fahrenheit, 25 degrees Celsius, loses up to 40% of its allicin content, the key compound responsible for its antibacterial properties. The danger is amplified by the fact that improperly stored garlic may look perfectly fine. Such products often appear fresh on the outside but can harbor bacteria like Clostridium botulinum. These bacteria cause botulism, a rare but potentially fatal illness. The American Center for Toxicological Research reports that over the past 5 years, 12 cases of botulism in the U.S. were linked to garlic stored under improper conditions. One such case involved a 62-year-old man from Montana who suffered severe poisoning after consuming pickled garlic left at room temperature for 3 days. To avoid these risks, pay close attention to the quality of the garlic you purchase. Avoid products with damp or soft spots, as well as those showing signs of mold. If you're unsure about the storage conditions at the store, it's better to skip the purchase. Ideally, garlic should be stored at temperatures between 33 and 41 degrees Fahrenheit, 1 to 5 degrees Celsius, with humidity levels no higher than 60%. For those who grow garlic at home, proper preparation for storage is essential. Thoroughly dry the garlic for 2 weeks in a dry, cool place before storing it. If buying from farmers, ask about the storage conditions and how long it has been since the harvest. As a practical tip, store garlic at home in woven baskets or wooden crates to ensure adequate air circulation. Avoid using plastic bags or airtight containers, as these can create a greenhouse effect, accelerating the spoilage process. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that your garlic stays fresh, safe, and beneficial for your health. Tip 9. Never buy garlic with an artificial smell or color. At first glance, bright white garlic with a strong aroma might look appealing on the store shelf. However, the artificial shine and intense smell can often result from chemical treatments that not only deceive your senses, but also pose a serious health risk. Some producers, particularly in countries with less stringent quality control, like China, use chemical bleaching agents, synthetic fragrances, and even dyes to make their garlic appear fresh and appetizing. Research by the American Institute of Food Safety found that 18% of garlic samples imported from China contain traces of chemical compounds such as sulfur dioxide and formaldehyde. These substances are used for bleaching and preserving freshness, but their impact on human health can be devastating. Sulfur dioxide can trigger severe allergic reactions and, with frequent consumption, may harm the respiratory system, increasing the risk of asthma by 25%. Formaldehyde, meanwhile, is a known carcinogen linked to a 30% increased risk of cancer with prolonged exposure. One victim of such practices was Michael Rivera, a 47-year-old from California. He visited the hospital with persistent headaches, skin rashes, and difficulty breathing. After analyzing his diet, doctors discovered he had been regularly consuming garlic purchased at a farmer's market, which was treated with synthetic fragrances. His treatment included detoxifying his body and a complete avoidance of chemically processed products. To avoid these risks, pay attention to the appearance and smell of garlic when purchasing. Naturally grown garlic has a slightly matte finish and a mild, natural aroma. If the product looks too bright white or has a sharp, overpowering smell, it's a red flag. Buy garlic from trusted local farmers or grow it yourself. Store it in a cool, dry place to extend its shelf life and preserve its beneficial properties. For a safer alternative, consider making your own natural garlic powder at home. Simply dry peeled cloves and grind them. This not only eliminates the risk of processed products, but also guarantees rich, authentic flavor for your dishes. Tip 8. Never buy garlic that has been thermally processed. Thermal processing can strip garlic of its natural power. This vegetable is renowned for its unique properties, primarily due to allicin, an active compound that forms when garlic is crushed or chopped. However, exposing garlic to temperatures above 140 degrees Fahrenheit, 60 degrees Celsius, nearly completely destroys allicin. Research from the American Institute of Nutrition and Health found that thermally processed garlic loses up to 85% of its antibacterial properties. This loss doesn't just make garlic less effective, it can turn it into a potentially harmful product. High temperatures can cause the formation of carcinogenic compounds like acrylamide. The National Cancer Research Center in the U.S. has determined that regular consumption of foods containing acrylamide increases the risk of cancer by 20%. Processed garlic products from countries like China pose an even greater risk. Industrial drying and cooking techniques often used in these regions not only destroy beneficial properties, but may also leave behind chemical residues from the processing methods. One documented case in an Ohio medical center involved a 59-year-old woman who was hospitalized with persistent nausea and digestive issues. The culprit was processed garlic flakes imported from China, contaminated with residual chemicals. To avoid such risks, opt for fresh, raw garlic and always check product labels. If you see terms like thermally processed or roasted, it's best to steer clear. Additionally, ensure you're cooking garlic correctly. Add it to dishes toward the end of the cooking process to minimize high temperature exposure and retain as many beneficial compounds as possible. For those seeking alternatives, consider making fresh garlic paste at home. Simply crush fresh garlic and freeze it in airtight containers. This preserves the active components, allowing you to enjoy its health benefits without the risk of losing its natural properties. Tip 7. Never buy garlic with added chemicals or preservatives. Store shelves often showcase garlic that looks flawless, bright, spotless, sometimes even peeled and neatly packaged. But few people stop to think about what might be hidden beneath that perfect appearance: an abundance of chemical additives and preservatives. These seemingly convenient products can pose a serious threat to your health. To preserve freshness and enhance the appearance of garlic, manufacturers frequently use chemicals like sulfur dioxide, nitrates, and benzoates. According to research conducted by the American Institute of Toxicology, up to 25% of analyzed garlic samples contain traces of these additives. For example, sulfur dioxide can cause severe allergic reactions ranging from skin rashes to respiratory swelling. For people with asthma, it can worsen symptoms, increasing risks by 40%. Nitrates, when metabolized in the body, can form nitrosamines, carcinogenic compounds that, according to the National Cancer Research Center, increase the risk of stomach cancer by 25%. Doctors often deal with the consequences of consuming such products. For instance, in one New York medical center, a 38-year-old man developed a severe case of dermatitis. His symptoms began shortly after he started regularly eating peeled and preserved garlic purchased at a local supermarket. Tests revealed high levels of sulfur dioxide in his system. His treatment involved avoiding processed products entirely and undergoing a lengthy course of anti-inflammatory medications. To avoid these risks, always choose fresh, unpeeled garlic. Check the packaging. If the label lists chemical additives or preservatives, it's best to avoid it. Even peeled garlic in sealed packaging is often treated with preservatives that may not be disclosed on the label. For long-term storage, you can prepare garlic yourself. Dry and grind it, then store it in a glass jar in a cool, dark place. This way, you can ensure the safety of the product while retaining all its beneficial properties. Tip 6. Never buy garlic with green sprouts. At first glance, green sprouts in garlic might seem harmless, even natural. However, their presence is a clear warning sign. A green sprout doesn't just indicate that the garlic is overripe. It also reveals that the product was improperly stored and has begun losing its valuable properties. Instead of offering health benefits, it could expose you to harmful toxins. As garlic starts to sprout, its allicin content, the main compound responsible for its antibacterial properties, significantly decreases. According to the American Nutrition Research Association, garlic with green sprouts loses up to 50% of its beneficial properties. But that's not the only problem. During sprouting, garlic can develop solanine, a toxic compound commonly found in nightshades. While the concentration of solanine in garlic is relatively low, regular consumption of sprouted garlic can lead to mild poisoning. A notable case involves Sarah Williams, a 46-year-old resident of Texas. After repeatedly eating old garlic with green sprouts, she sought medical help due to nausea, dizziness, and weakness. Tests revealed signs of mild toxicity caused by accumulated solanine. Her doctors prescribed a detoxification regimen, and her condition gradually improved. To avoid such issues, always choose garlic without any signs of sprouting. Green sprouts are a clear indicator of aging. Pay attention to the firmness and color of the bulb. Fresh garlic should be firm, with no soft or greenish spots. If you find sprouted garlic at home, remove the sprouts before using it, though it's better to avoid consuming sprouted garlic altogether. For long-term storage, keep garlic in a cool, dry place with good ventilation. The ideal storage temperature for garlic is between 33 and 41 degrees Fahrenheit, 1 to 5 degrees Celsius. If you plan to use garlic later, you can mince and freeze it, preserving its flavor and key beneficial properties without the risk of toxic compound formation. Tip 5. Never buy garlic with spots, mold, or damage. If you notice spots or even small patches of mold on garlic, consider it a warning sign. Such garlic is no longer safe to consume. Mold and discoloration not only ruin its appearance, but also indicate underlying spoilage that makes the garlic hazardous to your health. Damaged garlic is often contaminated with microscopic fungi that produce mycotoxins, invisible killers that can seriously harm your body. According to research conducted by the American Agronomy Institute, up to 15% of garlic samples imported from China contain traces of fungi such as Aspergillus and Penicillium. These fungi release aflatoxins and ochratoxins, toxins that can damage the liver, kidneys, and even lead to the development of cancer. Aflatoxins, for example, are recognized as carcinogens and can increase the risk of liver cancer by 30%. Additionally, ochratoxins can accumulate in the body, causing chronic kidney disease, as confirmed by the U.S. National Toxicology Program. A case from a Chicago medical center highlights the danger. A 52-year-old man named Thomas Reed was hospitalized with chronic fatigue, abdominal pain, and yellowing of the skin. Tests revealed toxic liver damage caused by the regular consumption of moldy garlic he had stored improperly at home. His recovery required prolonged rehabilitation and a strict diet. To protect yourself and your family, always carefully inspect each bulb of garlic before purchasing. Avoid garlic with spots, soft areas, or even the slightest sign of mold. Even a small area of contamination may indicate that the entire bulb is infected, even if it's not visible to the naked eye. If you plan to store garlic for an extended period, create optimal conditions. Garlic should be kept in a cool, dry place with good ventilation. Use glass jars or woven baskets to ensure proper airflow. And remember, if you have any doubts about the quality of the garlic, it's better to err on the side of caution and not consume it. Your health is worth more. Tip 4. Never buy garlic with a weak or absent smell. Garlic isn't just an essential ingredient in countless dishes, it's also a natural healer. Its strong, distinctive aroma is not only a sign of freshness, but also the key to its health benefits. If the smell is too weak or completely absent, you're looking at a product that has lost its quality. Such garlic is not only useless, but could also pose serious health risks. When garlic is stored for too long or chemically treated to extend its shelf life, its allicin content, the primary active compound, decreases significantly. Research conducted by the U.S. Institute of Organic Chemistry found that garlic stored for over 6 months or subjected to chemical treatments loses up to 70% of its antibacterial properties. These changes are often hidden behind a deceptively pristine appearance. Garlic imported from China is particularly concerning, as it's frequently treated to prolong its shelf life. Sulfur dioxide, a chemical that eliminates unpleasant odors and prevents decay, is commonly used. However, this treatment renders garlic nearly useless and potentially harmful. The American Toxicology Association reported that 18% of people who regularly consumed chemically treated garlic experienced stomach irritation, while 12% suffered from chronic fatigue. One striking example involves 64-year-old James Aldridge from California. He purchased a large batch of garlic from a farmer's market that appeared perfect but lacked its usual aroma. Within weeks, James began experiencing stomach pain and a decline in overall well-being. Tests revealed that toxic substances used in the garlic's processing had accumulated in his system. To avoid such risks, always check the smell of garlic before buying. Truly fresh garlic has a rich, slightly pungent aroma. If the product has little to no scent, it's best to pass on it. Additionally, choose garlic from trusted local farmers where the likelihood of chemical treatments is minimal. If you plan to store garlic at home, keep it in a cool, dry place. Avoid plastic bags as they restrict airflow and accelerate spoilage. The best way to preserve the aroma and health benefits of garlic is to use it as soon as possible after purchase. Tip 3. Never buy garlic that has been sitting in plastic packaging for a long time. At first glance, garlic in sleek plastic packaging might seem like a convenient choice. However, behind its attractive appearance lie serious risks. Plastic packaging creates a sealed environment that disrupts natural air circulation. This leads to increased humidity inside the packaging, creating perfect conditions for the growth of harmful bacteria and mold. Moreover, the plastic itself can be a source of toxic substances like bisphenol A, BPA, which gradually seep into the product. Research from Harvard's Institute of Toxicology revealed that plastic packaging used for storing food, including garlic, can contain BPA levels as high as 45 micrograms per liter of condensation formed inside the packaging. BPA is known as an endocrine disruptor capable of causing hormonal imbalances and increasing the risk of reproductive health issues by 30%. Long-term exposure to BPA has also been linked to a higher risk of breast and prostate cancer. The risks worsen if garlic in plastic packaging has been stored in warm or humid conditions. A similar case involved Karen Miller, a 43-year-old Florida resident. She regularly purchased garlic in sealed plastic containers. After several months, she began suffering from headaches, chronic fatigue, and hormonal imbalances. Tests revealed elevated BPA levels in her blood, which were linked to consuming processed products stored in plastic. To avoid such situations, choose garlic in its natural state without packaging. Pay attention to its freshness and opt for garlic sold loose or in cardboard packaging that allows proper ventilation. If you see garlic in plastic containers, especially tightly sealed ones, it's best to avoid purchasing it. For storing garlic at home, use glass or metal containers which do not release harmful substances and allow for good ventilation. Never store garlic in plastic bags or containers, as this is a sure way to degrade its quality. The best approach is to store garlic in a cool, dry place, ensuring it retains its beneficial properties and natural flavor. Tip 2. Never buy garlic grown in countries with low-quality standards. Garlic grown under questionable conditions can be not only ineffective but also dangerous to your health. Countries with low production standards, such as China, often use aggressive chemicals, pesticides, and even heavy metals to speed up growth and increase yields. These practices make the product toxic and harmful, especially with regular consumption. Research conducted by the American Agrochemical Safety Association found that 35% of garlic samples from China contain traces of heavy metals such as cadmium and lead. These substances are particularly dangerous because they accumulate in the body, disrupting the function of vital organs. Cadmium, for example, can cause toxic kidney damage, increasing the risk of chronic kidney failure by 25%. Lead, on the other hand, affects the nervous system and can lead to cognitive impairments, especially in children and the elderly. The toxicity of garlic from such countries is further exacerbated by the use of banned pesticides. In 2019, a study by the U.S. National Center for Food Safety revealed that 18% of garlic samples from countries with low standards contain pesticides prohibited in the U.S. These substances can contribute to chronic liver diseases and even cancer. One striking example involves Mark Williams, a 50-year-old resident of Texas. He went to the hospital complaining of pain in his right side, severe fatigue, and loss of appetite. Doctors diagnosed him with toxic liver damage. An investigation into his diet revealed that Mark had been regularly consuming garlic imported from China. Tests showed elevated levels of lead and cadmium in his blood, which were the root cause of his condition. To avoid such risks, choose locally grown garlic produced in countries with high-quality control standards, such as the US or Canada. Purchase garlic from trusted farmers, preferably labeled organic or certified. Pay attention to the appearance of the garlic. High-quality garlic usually has firm cloves, clean skin, and a natural aroma. Store garlic in conditions that minimize the risk of spoilage. Avoid buying in bulk so the garlic remains fresh. Most importantly, carefully check the country of origin on the packaging. Your choice can make all the difference in protecting the health of your family. And here's the most important point on our list. Tip 1. Never buy garlic past its expiration date. Garlic past its expiration date loses all its value and turns from a beneficial product into a potential health hazard. At first glance, it may look fine, but irreversible changes are happening inside. Oxidized cloves lose their natural antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties, becoming useless and, in some cases, toxic. According to research by the U.S. National Institute of Biotechnology, expired garlic loses up to 80% of its allicin content, the compound responsible for its healing properties. During oxidation, compounds form that can trigger inflammatory reactions in the body. Consuming such garlic over time increases the risk of chronic illnesses like stomach and intestinal inflammation and even cancer. The American Cancer Foundation states that consuming oxidized foods is associated with a 15% increase in cancer risk. Even more dangerous is garlic with visible signs of spoilage, such as yellow spots or shriveled cloves. These changes indicate the development of toxic compounds that can harm the liver and kidneys. A notable example is the case of David Carlson, a 57-year-old resident of Arizona. He regularly bought garlic on sale, paying no attention to its expiration date. After several months, he began experiencing severe abdominal pain and chronic fatigue. Doctors diagnosed him with toxic liver damage caused by consuming oxidized garlic. To avoid such situations, always check the expiration date on the packaging. If you're buying garlic in bulk, inspect its appearance carefully. The cloves should be firm, free of spots, and without any rotten smell. If garlic looks shriveled or has a yellowish tint, it's a clear sign that it has lost its properties. For storing fresh garlic, choose a cool, dry place with good ventilation. Never store garlic in the refrigerator or plastic bags, as this can lead to premature oxidation. To extend its shelf life, consider freezing it or making garlic powder. This will keep it fresh and beneficial. Your health should always come first. Next, I recommend checking out these videos, and don't forget to leave your likes and comments. I'm looking forward to them.